Look at how big these are.
In this classroom, veteran home appraiser Jennifer Gosman is the instructor.
You're only as good as the comparables that you have, the training that you receive, the data that's available and accurate, and then the wisdom of a certified supervisor.
So I'm making a $100,000 adjustment.
Khalil Hampton and Rashawn Patterson are the apprentices.
A lot goes into it, looking at the condition, the quality.
The two working professionals are training to become certified appraisers as well, something both have wanted to do for a while.
I'm involved with investing in real estate, and so throughout, I guess, my time with dealing with real estate, I've engaged with, several appraisers and sort of had these random conversations of, what's it like being an appraiser? What sort of flexibility you have.
So this one, walking through this home, I'd probably attribute it as a C2 condition.
Home appraisers wield a tremendous amount of power in justifying the value of a home. Their assessments are a critical component of the real estate transaction, helping the bank to determine whether a home has a certain value given its location, condition, and other variables.
Until we bring this conversation to the forefront, we've got a lot of work to do.
But the industry has come under intense scrutiny, in part because of reports that showed homeowners of color in neighborhoods of color have had their homes valued differently and by thousands of dollars. Data from the Brookings Institute showed the undervaluation of homes in Black and brown communities results in roughly $48,000 on average of lost value. And a 2021 study from Freddie Mac added that when compared to majority white neighborhoods, Black and Latino neighborhoods ended up with a higher percentage of homes coming in under the contract price.
There's no question about it. It is intentional. Now, I'm not suggesting that every appraiser is racist, but when you have decades of a community being undervalued, when the person comes in today, they're going to undervalue it too, because that has been its history.
Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Marcia Fudge organized the PAVE Interagency Task Force to investigate the issue.
And it's been ignored for far, far too long.
In its March report, the task force recommended ways to help ensure homeowners of color get a fair home appraisal, like diversifying the home appraisal industry and requiring diversity training.
You're going to need overwhelming support and buy-in from appraisers, from banks, from other stakeholders. How do you do that?
We have included banks and lending institutions in this process and basically said to them, if we cannot get the appraisers that you use, trained in diversity, trained in how to appraise housing in these particular neighborhoods, we expect for you not to use them. Secondly, what we have said is that every appraiser is to get a certain kind of training before they go out and appraise anywhere.
Additionally, in its report, the task force said it would work with the Appraisal Qualifications Board, better known as the AQB, to change its qualification criteria. It can take up to 2 years to become a certified appraiser because of educational unpaid work hours, all of which has to be done under the supervision of a certified appraiser or supervisor.
When I'm out doing appraisals, I get asked weekly, will I train you? Will you be my supervisor? To have 2 new trainees that will more look like what America looks like, I think will only help our industry grow.
But Khalil and Rashawn are in the early stages of their training.
I don't see the light yet. I don't even know if it's a glimmer. We still got a little bit of time.
But even as the two work to become certified appraisers, the equity and diversity issues within the appraisal industry are not lost on them.
I do acknowledge, obviously there is bias in the appraisal industry, but I also think for me, to be fair, that is my goal, and that should be the goal for all appraisers, to be fair, to be honest, to be accurate, and to leave your bias at the door.
Larry Miller, WUSA 9.